As I was a wander in the north country, near to Kirkby Stephen I happened for to be. As I was a wandering up and down the street, a pretty little Buy-A-Broom I chanced for to meet, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray. Kindly I asked her to go along with me, yes was the answer she gave to me. And I with my music went playing down the street, and she with a tambourine, she did both hands and feet, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray. As we steered for Kendal, the weather being dry, over yon bright mountain went her and I. We each had a bottle filled up to the top, and when we were thirsty we took a little drop, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray. We arrived in Kendal, dressed out so fine, velvet caps and jackets and buckles they did shine. We each had a ribbon hanging from our cap, 19 bright sovereigns she threw down with a slap, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray. I tret her to brandy, I tret her to beer, I kissed her, I cuddled her, I called her my dear. She tret me to whiskey, ale, gin and rum, she said, my bold young feller, you shall play my little drum, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray. With night coming on, good lodgings we did find, all sorts of eatables and plenty of good wine, as good a bed and bedding as was needed to be seen, and I rolled her in my arms there that night behind the screen. And she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray. Early in the morning, before the break of day, she called on the landlord to see what was to pay. 19 and 6pence, I think it was for two, down on the table a fiver then she threw, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray. And the reason why we parted I mean to let you hear. She says, let's go to Germany, will you remain my dear? But I not being willing to cross the raging sea, here's luck to the Buy-A-Broom wherever she may be, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lish young Buy-A-Broom that led me astray.